Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Whitney, and don't be alarmed, I just got out of the shower and I have no makeup on. My hair is just kind of slicked back. I know it looks crazy, but I am just hanging out tonight. My son is at soccer practice with my husband and they took the little one, so I'm just by myself, and I decided that I would show you guys my makeup basket that I'm working with right now. So I hope y'all enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't already so that way you don't miss any of my future videos, and let's just get into it. Okay guys, so this is kind of my setup on my vanity right here. I'm going to zoom out and just show y'all this little corner. I kind of rearranged it a little bit from when y'all saw my makeup collection, but anyway, this is kind of how I'm having it right now. So this basket, out of all the makeup, this basket right here mainly has my day-to-day makeup basket items. So I'm just going to go through that with you guys and show y'all. Let me give y'all a little peek of what's in there. And I'm just going to pull out each item and just show y'all what I have. So I'm just going to start with basically how I do my makeup in the morning. So right now I'm using the POREfessional from Benefit. This is the Matte Rescue. This is just a little mini that I bought. I'm also using the Urban Decay Optical Illusion. And this is in my Project Pan, so that's a little sneak peek. Alright, I went ahead and turned on another light so that way hopefully you guys can see these products a little bit better. Then once I have those primers on, of course I'm going to go in with my foundation. This is my e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation in the shade Sand. And this is a good foundation. Y'all can see I've already used quite a bit of it. I do have one more of these as backup, so I'm not going to repurchase it when I'm done right away. But I do like this foundation and I really enjoy using it. The two concealers that I'm using right now are from NARS and LA Girl. So the NARS concealer is in Custard and it's the Radiant Creamy Concealer. And then the LA Girl one, Pro Conceal, is in Porcelain. And this is also in my Project Pan right now. I like these two together because the NARS gives me coverage and the LA Girl gives me brightness. So on their own, they don't really work for me, but together they work really well. To set down those concealers, I'm using this Givenchy powder in, it's the Prism Libre powder in 5 Satin Blanc. And I really do like this powder. I'm actually almost done with it, so you can see most of these squares don't have much in them. I really do enjoy this powder and I would reconsider purchasing it, but I do have another. I'm not really purchasing powders as backups, and I have a different powder right now in my backup collection, so I'm not going to purchase any loose powders right now once I'm done with this. For pressed powders, I'm using this Lorac powder. It's the POREfection powder in PF2, and this is what it looks like. Oh Lord, the shadow. This is what it looks like. It's just a pretty light powder, but it does help to give me a little more coverage when I'm using it over my foundations, especially if it's like a medium buildable foundation. I like to use a tinted or a colored powder over that, so that way it gives me a little more coverage. The next things I go in with are bronzer. This is the Lorac Tantastic Bronzer, and it's just a mini. And I don't have much left. Let me see. Can you see? I don't have much left. It used to be, I broke the lid off, so it's like atrocious. It just has that little mound. It used to be like fully domed. It is a baked product, so you can see pan on the bottom. All that right there is pan. So hopefully I can get through this by the end of the year. I just use it every day and I'm ready to get rid of it. I broke it, so it needs to go. And then this is the Wet n Wild Contour palette. It's in the shade Dulce de Leche, but this is when the contour shade was a cooler tone. So you can see that in 2017 I used up the highlighting powder and I'm still working on the contour powder. I really like this shade and I wish that they wouldn't have changed the coloration, but I'm just using it because it's so old. I really wish they made them. I love these powders, both of them. Once I'm done with my face, I usually go right into brows. Now my brow products are going to be right here. right here, and right here. So this is the Ofra Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade Universal. It's just a basic brown toned eyebrow product. This is in my project pan, so I'm just using it up. It's kind of waxy, so I definitely would not repurchase it. I like something a little less waxy, but it's good to use, and I will use it up. This is a brow pomade. It's in the Lancome Sourcils Gel container, but it's actually the Benefit Brow Pomade, so I only have a small amount. I transferred it from a mini that I had of the Ka-Brow. I really enjoy this. I don't usually have to set it or do anything else with it. It just holds in my brows and it's really fantastic. There are some days that I do like to set it with a powder just to be extra, and this is a brow powder that I had from Salon Perfect. I repressed 2 different shades in this container from my Carli Bybel palette. This is one of the highlighter pans, but I just repressed the brow powder in here, and I'm going through that. You know, I don't use it every day, but I do use it sometimes. After brows, I like to go in to do my eyeshadow, and I am using this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion right now. It's in my project pan, you can tell. This is just, you know, it's older, so I'm just using it. I don't think a eye primer is necessary unless you have like really oily lids or a specific need. I'm just using it because I have it in my collection. Every day I set my eyeshadow primer or my concealer with this base shade. This is just a nice cream shade from Ulta. They don't sell this particular formula anymore. I got it on sale clearance, but this is in the shade Bone. So if they sell it in this shade in the new formula, I would consider purchasing it, but not for $7. My ultimate favorite is the Wet n Wild Creme Brulee single shadow. It's $1 and it works just right. Lately, I've been using these 2 shadow sticks for my lid. They're both from Sephora. And they're both waterproof jumbo eyeshadow pencils. This one is in 05 Beige, and this one is in 31 Lilac Shimmer. So these are both great. They're waterproof. This is a beautiful champagne color, and then this is a nice lilac color. They're both really beautiful, and they work the same, just different shades. So I actually have a bunch of these that I'm trying to work through. The champagne tone is definitely my favorite because it's the most wearable, but these are great. With that lilac jumbo pencil, I will top it with this shade from Milani. I got these. I have a whole bunch of these as well. This is in 13 This is in 13 Bella Pink, which is actually funny because it certainly is a purple shade. So it's a nice purple shimmer, like a lilac color, but they call it Bella Pink. I got a bunch of these years ago from Dollar Tree, actually. They were only $1, and I have a whole bunch of them. So I like to, they're nice, shiny, shimmery shades. So I like to stack them on top of eyeshadow sticks and really just get these shimmers to pop. And they're really beautiful as lid shades. These are the eyeshadows that I'm working with right now. This is just my Sephora Z palette, but these are the eyeshadows that I'm working with. So if I want to use that champagne colored eyeshadow stick, I go in with the medium brown and then the dark brown and black, and then that champagne stick on my eyelid, and then I will top it with one of these shimmery shades. So 4 of these shades are actually from my Carli Bybel palette. The dark brown, this rose tone, and then these 2 shimmer shades are left over from my Carli Bybel palette. And then this black is actually repressed from a mini Ulta shadow palette that I had. So if I want to do that beige shade, I just go in with these browns and that shimmer. If I want to do a purple shade, I go in with this mauve tone, and then I'll go in with these shades from up here. This is a shade from MAC, and then these 2 are from e.l.f. This is a highlighter, and then these are blushes and eyeshadow highlight. So these are the eyeshadows that I'm using right now. I really like these. I'm just trying to get use out of them. I'm gonna probably use this medium tone brown until it's gone, just to get an eyeshadow out of my collection. But right now I'm enjoying this. I do like to switch it up time to time with different eyeshadow palettes because I have so many, but for a day-to-day basis when I'm going to work, those work perfectly fine. For blush right now, I'm using these two. I'm not going to show you the progress in my Laura Geller blush. This is the mini one in Tropic Hues. And I am panning this right now, and I have some really good progress in this. So check out my update 1 when that comes out, and y'all are going to be really surprised at this one. And then the other blush that I'm using is from Ulta, and I bought this from Ulta years ago, and I think they reformulated the blushes as well, but I actually love this blush. It's just a nice shiny pink, and it's called Tiger Lily. So if they do sell this color, I would recommend checking it out. It's just a beautiful, I've actually hit pan in it. You can't tell because I repressed it, that's why it looks so crazy in the pan right now, but I actually hit pan in this blush, so this might be the next one that I pan. We will see, but it just works great in the summer to give a nice natural pink glow to the cheeks. For highlights, honestly, I've been using this one a lot. Now, this is actually a Franken highlight. This is a shade from that golden shade from the Carli Bybel palette mixed with a shiny white eyeshadow that's similar to this one up here. I mixed the two for my skin tone because that gold was just a little too deep for me, and this works beautifully on my skin. So it's really just a nice champagne tone after adding that white in it. So really every day I'm pretty much using this, and I love it. But on days when I want something different, I do have these two to pull from. This is the Becca Mini highlighter in the shade Opal. And it's just a real, Becca highlighters are beautiful. They're just shimmery, they melt into the skin, and they are just amazing. And like I said, in the shade Opal. And then this is my Laura Mercier baked bronzer. It's actually called, what is it called? It's actually called the Matte Radiance Baked Powder in Highlight 01. And I got this in a kit years ago, and it's just a nice little powder. It's more like a champagne white tone. It used to be domed, and it's not anymore. I have used this quite a bit. I have not hit pan on it, and I don't know when that's going to happen, but I need to start using this more because this is really a nice, more natural, beautiful highlight. I have a couple of products that I don't use too often, but I have just in case. This is the Benefit What's Up. This is actually a highlighter, but I like to use it as an eyeshadow stick as well because this is just a little mini size, so it works perfect for that, to layer shadows on top of. This is the Urban Decay face powder in the shade Medium Cool Light. This is actually a little too dark for me, just on an everyday basis. I have hit pan in it, and I do like the formula of this powder, but it's just a little dark for me on an everyday basis. If I'm freshly self-tanned, then this works great, but you know, it's not getting a ton of use because I don't tan as often as I really want to. I put this palette in my makeup basket in the hopes that I would use it more, but let me be honest with you guys, since I've put it in there, I might have only used it maybe once or twice. This is the Becca Afterglow palette, and I got it from Ulta, and it has 5 shades in it. It has Moonstone, Rose Gold, and Topaz. Those are the Shimmery Skin Perfector highlights. It also has Wild Honey and Flower Child, and those are blushes. I love Becca products, but I just don't use these the way that I should. So let's see if I can get a good image for you guys. So these are the blushes: Flower Child, Wild Honey, Topaz, Rose Gold, and Moonstone. And I took a big chunk out with my fingernail. Great. The Moonstone is the one that I've gotten the most use out of. The blushes I've actually used quite a bit, but you can't really tell because they are so pigmented that a tiny bit goes the longest way. I do eventually want to pan this entire palette, but I'm not sure if I want to commit to that right now. I'm just using it sparingly, but it is getting older in my collection, so I do need to get some good use out of it. The last few things are some mascaras. So I have my, hold on, let me juggle this. I have my Lancome Cils Booster. This is my eyelash primer that I love to use. I have this They're Real Benefit mascara, and this is the blue one. I like to have this in my makeup basket because every now and then if I do a blue or purple eyeshadow look, it just looks really awesome with a blue mascara. This is older in my collection, and it's actually pretty dried out, but I still like to keep it around just for those every now and then occasions. This is a new one that I rolled into my makeup basket because I used one of my other ones up. This is the Lancome Hypnos Drama. This is one of my favorite mascaras of all time. It's got this funky looking wand, and most people look at it and say, oh my god, that's terrible. But somehow this wand just grabs onto my lashes and coats them beautifully. I have a ton of these little ones. I have a couple of big ones. This is like my ultimate favorite high-end mascara, and I know there are a bunch of drugstore mascaras that are really great as well, but this is just, whew, if I can get it, I love it. Of course, I have my Sephora Voluminous, the mascara in black, and this is like the blackest. Y'all have heard me rant about this. I love this one. This one's almost on its last leg, but I'm going to use it until it dies. We have our Rimmel Lash Accelerator. You know, you guys know, I don't think they even sell this locally anymore. It just has a nice small wand, which is great for the lower lashes. So that's why I really love it. And then I pulled in this Laura Geller mascara when I when I ran out of the other one, the Smashbox mascara. This is the Laura Geller Glam Lash. It says Dramatic Volumizing Mascara. But this wand is tiny. Like, I cannot give voluminous lashes with this tiny wand. So, I'm not sure. I use it on my bottom lashes and that works fine. So, this will probably replace my Lash Accelerator when I'm out of that one. But I don't get the claims of Dramatic Volumizing Mascara with that tiny little wand. So, oh, the last thing. This thing is definitely going to be my Urban Decay All Nighter Matte Makeup Setting Spray. I love this. If y'all can hear that, this one's actually on its last